for the currency. We need more from him.
And Greta, we're now learning from Saeed Abedini, one of the former men who was jailed, speaking to the Fox Business Network, speaking to our Trish Regan about how he was held at the airport for hours waiting for another plane to arrive, and that apparently was the plane that had the cash. So let's listen to what he had to say to Trish.
They told us, you're going to be there for 20 minutes, but it took like hours and hours. We left at the airport, and when I asked them why you don't let us go, because the plane was there, pilot was there, everyone was ready that we leave the country, they said we are waiting for another plane, and until that plane doesn't come, we never let you go.
Well, come to find out, that other plane is the one that had the money on board?
Well, that you say apparently, you know, it hasn't been confirmed that that cargo plane had the cash on board. I mean, it's certainly, I'm certainly suspicious of it. I should tell you, though, that on the morning that this was going down, I was texting with people who were deeply involved in this, and in the State Department and families and everybody else. And one of the things that did hold them up, now I'm not saying that the plane didn't hold them up, and I don't know if there was cash on the plane, but I do know that Jason Rezaian's wife, who's Iranian, she was having difficulty getting out of the country because the Iranians were holding her. Is that part of the holdup? I don't know. She also didn't have papers to enter the United States, but she was going on to Germany on a Swiss plane, so I don't know. But bottom line is that there are a lot of unanswered questions, and there's good reason to be very suspicious of what went happen. But you know, but you shouldn't say this isn't a ransom. I mean, that's silly. In order to think this isn't a ransom, you have to think that all of a sudden, out of the blue, the Iranians suddenly thought, you know what? Let's let those Americans go home and, you know, and go on spring break with their families back in the United States.
Yeah,
I mean, it's absurd.
It's laughable, and it's hard to believe. And then when you hear what's coming out of Tehran right now, they still call us the enemy. They say this is what we get for dealing with the Americans. I'm just wondering what we got out of it. The administration is saying that, well, that they've basically stopped their nuclear program, but do we really even have any evidence of that?
Well, first of all, we resolved that ongoing financial dispute dating back to before the Shah in 1979. That was the cash on the cargo business, and we did get that. We did get our Americans back. We didn't get Bob Levinson back, and they've nabbed at least 2 other Americans. That's a problem. Now, turning to the nuclear deal, I think, you know, I don't think we know exactly whether that's been successful or not. We don't know. I don't know about whether they've been able to advance their nuclear weapons program. I don't know about that, but we'll find out from as time goes on. But as to the money, the cash. And, you know, the one bad thing about giving cash to Iran is that they are so quick to sort of hand it out to their buddies like Hezbollah and to destabilize the region. And you can't, there's no way we can track that money. So we really, I don't know if we'll ever know that for sure.
And Greta, it is a fact that that Iranian-funded men and militias have killed our U.S. service members serving in Iraq. So that $400 million fungible can go somewhere and end up killing Americans as a result, as we've seen in the past.
Yes, and I said they'll destabilize the region. I should add it's already a very destabilized region. Yeah. And the one thing that really works in that area is to hand out cash to buy friends. So, look, the place still remains very dangerous in the area, but President Obama promised the most transparent presidency, administration, and he could at least explain to us this business about this cash payment and the whole business about why he thinks Iran suddenly woke up one day, if this wasn't a ransom, and thought, we'll send the Americans home.
Let's do something nice for them. Greta Van